welcome to Walmart.
May I take your order?
Drive through.
Welcome to 321 Screw, Space Coast Real Elite Wrestling. We've got Fabulous B, we've got Big Shot Joe, and we've got Captain Bill. So, just want to welcome y'all and thank you for tuning in for episode 12. Wow. Can't believe it.
Dozen.
I know, man.
Dozen of them.
12.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what it was about this week's show, man, but I think I've been more excited and more looking forward to this show than any other show.
Me too.
I mean, how do you feel? But you agree, Joe?
I've been feeling it all week.
Yeah,
man.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't believe we've all been doing this for 12 episodes now.
12 long episodes. It's been a crazy ride, though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's like 12 weeks almost all the whole year. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Is did you get a haircut or something?
Nah, it's raining outside.
No? Oh, it's rain. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
It's raining.
Okay.
I thought something
Could
seemed
be the
different.
rain.
It was the rain.
Yeah, it could be the rain.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, well, so this week we're going to be doing the Hell in a Cell recap.
Yeah.
We're also going to be going over SmackDown from last week because we actually, SmackDown hadn't aired whenever we were doing our show last week.
Yep.
Hopefully this week I do have the some of the technical difficulties out of the way. I've been working on it all week, so we're going to try to move on from all that.
But I want to take a moment before we get into everything. I just want to, we got these, as everyone knows, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we're, here at 321 Screw, we want to do our part and show our support. So we have these. It's 321 Screw laying the smackdown on cancer. So we'll have these available. They're $25. But the good thing about this is that 20% of all the proceeds that we make, we're going to donate to the Susan G. Komen breast cancer research. So not only do you get a cool shirt, but you'll also be donating, contributing to a worthy cause that hope everyone can get behind. So if you're interested in one of these, either let myself, Brad, or Joe know. You can message us, and we'll get you taken care of.
You could also go to 321screw.com, which it also has all of our emails listed at the bottom of the page. If you want to go ahead and email any one of us for this great cause, this great shirt, this is definitely something that is near and dear to all of us here at 321 Screw. We definitely support breast cancer awareness because we definitely want to make sure that all the boobies are safe.
Yep, that's and this particular shirt was a design that was came up with by my sister with her. She has her little business doing the shirts, Sweet Teas Creations. So she'll be the one making each one of these shirts. If you order one, she'll be making them with love.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely.
Also, you can still get the great other gear that we've got as well. Some of the Space Coast Real Elite Wrestling shirts also at 321screw.com and the merchandise site. If you, just go there, find the merchandise site, and they are made to order. Over there.
Over this side.
Oh, yep, there it is.
321 Screw.
Come on, man. You've been doing this for,
I know.
for a
It's
while
like,
now.
it's a beer. I'm looking at the screen going, okay.
12 episodes, man. Come on. Jeez.
Yeah.
Man, 12. It feels like my first time.
I know, man.
It's my first rodeo.
Yeah, it feels like it every week. It feels like the first time, but
yeah.
It's like
I think we got a good vibe this week.
it's like a foreign or something.
Yeah.
It's probably the after effects of Hell in a Cell. I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The pay-per-view the big week is like, woo.
Yeah, exactly. So, did you want to go ahead and get into it, or would we like to go ahead and flash our little bling for what we accomplished this week we all decided that we're gonna stroll
Still
by.
the cruiserweight champ.
We all decided we're gonna drive by an elementary school earlier this week together on our way to straight out of Philly, and yeah, those kids never saw that crap coming, man.
Nope, they did not.
No.
Hold on, gold.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we you know, undisputed era in NXT. They seem to, you know, think that they're the greatest faction right now. They got all the gold.
No.
The Screw Crew, buddy.
Screw Crew.
We got it.
The Screw Crew taking down the Inner Circle.
That's right.
Yeah, well, all of them.
Yeah.
DX, Inner Circle, NWO.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah. So
The fabulous Freebirds. Come on up in this bitch. We're gonna take you out.
Yeah, I didn't see little Jimmy out there on the playground because I knew that he was scared of you again.
Oh, yeah,
But I will tell you, the tag teams of little Timmy and Sally, dude, they gave us some hell.
I thought there was no biting allowed, but these little kids.
Yeah,
I know.
Unfortunately, though, there wasn't a winner. It was the match ended due to a ref stoppage.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll address that later.
Yeah, and it was really weird because I don't know if there was like a solar eclipse or something because everything was red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could have been whenever Sally took out one of her little pigtails and popped me in the eye. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw red.
Saw red with blacked out.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on.
Absolutely.
So, SmackDown. What's that? So we must start there because that one was first. Friday. The big debut, the new SmackDown on Fox with the new set, which I personally thought was very cool looking.
Yes.
I really dig just the look of it. Those I don't know what you want to call them, the things on either side going out, you know.
It's like
parentheses, literally. Yeah, dude, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of a Star Wars, you know, like
yeah, some kind of like Stargate or something. Yeah,
right.
Here comes the Stormtroopers.
Yeah, it was cool. So that was the first thing, and then of course the show starts off with the great one, The Rock, coming out.
Well, it came at first. It was the Man, and then it was Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
and then The Rock, but whenever Baron Corbin came out, you know, and he was trash talking with Becky Lynch, and of course
AKA
The Rock,
the super tough dude.
Yeah, super tough dude. STD.
It threw me out. I was like, why are they changing it? I'm like,
yeah.
Miss something? STD? I'm like,
oh, wait a minute.
Super tough dude. Okay.
So,
give me a minute.
Dude, they need some penicillin up there in the King's Court, apparently.
And yeah, so I mean, it was a lot of stuff that happened on SmackDown, and I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, once again with the pyro, with the stage redesign.
I love having pyro back. Who would have thought something just as simple as the pyro and the lasers, you know, and it would have been so missed, but man, it was cool having that back. You know, it just you know, it adds to it.
And it was cool because now definitely not separated. SmackDown looks way different than the Raw, so now it's not like the same stage. It's not the same entrance.
No, I agree.
Right.
Yeah,
it's actually something different. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then of course, you know, with the you know, I said The Rock and Becky both taking turns, just, you know, whipping on Corbin. That was kind of entertaining. I got a kick out of that.
Well, and
Burger King.
We also had a
Yeah.
we also had a change in the women's tag team championships.
Yes, we did. I was going to mention that the Kabuki Warriors are the new women's tag team champions.
And I kind of admire how Asuka is paying homage to like the greats, like Tajiri and stuff like that, in the Muda with the Green Mist.
Yes.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, when I saw her do that, I was like, wow, man, that takes me back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Muda was the first person I saw that used, the great Muda was the first person I remember seeing use that mist.
yes.
And then of course, Tajiri, later on, he did it, but it was cool. I also like the new that new mean streak that they kind of have in Asuka do,
Yeah, well, I mean, they did.
It's almost kind of makes you want. I mean, it's almost kind of like they're kind of portraying them as heels almost.
I kind of like that though because Asuka has pretty much had a lull for a while.
Yeah, because she came in like a like a comet, off just an undefeated NXT run and
yeah.
So but so it was cool. I like the Kabuki Warriors. I like them two together. I find them entertaining. There's just something about them that I dig.
And Kairi Sane, I mean, just her right, but her aren't you married then?
Not here. Come on. What say is on the mic? Say keep the mic, man.
Okay, sorry, man. Sorry. but Kairi Sane, when she comes off that top rope, man, and she does that elbow, is like, how does she get that? It's almost like a perfect V shape.
Yeah.
Whenever she comes back down, man, it's like, how does she do that?
Yeah.
The insane elbow, and it's like
Right.
the Japanese
Those
SmackDown is great now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an Asian thing. We should ask the Asian.
Yeah, we should ask the Asian. I don't know if the Asian's on here tonight though. I haven't seen him, so yeah.
It's like
Here it is.
Call
Here it is. Right when we need his
Right, exactly.
his cultural expertise.
Yeah.
He's nowhere to be found.
It's like, call out.
Yeah, the Asian, he kind of lets us down a lot, man.
So that wasn't the only title that changed hands that night as well. So
That is true. It was quite unfortunate, but Kofi Kingston lost his title.
Kofi Mania could be over.
Which one were you talking about?
Oh well, yeah. Sorry.
I thought you were jumping ahead for a second.
You know what? I was starting to. I was pulling a jump ahead, Joe.
Sorry, Joe.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But that
I'm trying
one.
to think. Was it only?
That one. No, I was thinking that Charlotte. That was the pay per view.
Yeah, that was definitely paid.
Reading the SmackDown was first.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, there was the Kofi whole debacle.
That whole squash thing, and
like I said before the show, it's not so much the Kofi losing, because Kofi's had a hell of a run. He's had some great matches. I didn't like the way they made him lose. I think they could have done a little better, saved a little face for him.
Yeah.
But we knew Fox wanted the belt on Brock. They want that that big name, that star power for their show.
And then they got Cain Velasquez that come running out there, and ground and pound. I swear, I kind of had a fanboy moment whenever I saw Cain Velasquez come out there and just start, and the look on Brock Lesnar's face, man, it was priceless, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
but like we said, there's real life. There's a little real life heat there between those two. They got a bit of a real life rivalry, not something for WWE.
Right. Not just something.
Those guys have had some legit, real fights, and
for those two to actually step in the ring, I would love to see like a UFC-esque fight. Just break out, sanction that kind of match in WWE. I want to see it, man.
Yeah, that would be wild. That would be wild.
Pretty well to see Cain Velasquez and Brock in a Singapore match.
Oh yeah.
Different kind of cage.
Or what about a Punjabi prison match?
Punjabi. Oh
yeah. And with the what was the for the men's tag team, man, I'm drawing blank. Rude and Ziggler, they took someone on. It was a non-title match.
The Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders, yeah.
Yeah.
And got beat.
Yeah. Yep. And the Viking Raiders are on a huge roll right now. But have you seen the? I mean, I'm still intrigued by the AOP Vignettes.
I'm wondering when they're going to actually show up, because that's going to be interesting. Because I liked them before, you know. They had a short. It was just a brief little run before they were gone, and apparently, you know, they're going to be coming back, and I'm really curious to see.
Yeah, when they first came out, they came out with Paul Ellering. I'm like,
yeah, you know, they looked all like, you know, combated up, you know, with tactical gear and
right.
you know, and whatnot, but they were running through people, you know, but then they just kind of
somebody got hurt.
They just disappeared and just.
Yeah, for a while they're just having jobber matches. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but now they're come back, and I'm gonna say on both Raw and SmackDown, I'm kind of digging the direction the tag team. I think the tag teams have been
stagnant,
sorely overlooked. You know, there was a time when tag teams in the WWE were huge.
Yeah,
you had all these great tag teams.
The Dudley Boys, the
Hardys, Edge and Christian. Yeah, I mean, Brothers of Destruction. You know, for a while, it just, you know, it's just like something they got away from it. I don't know why, but I'm glad to see that they're, you know, kind of bringing it, making it, you know, prominent again, because we really, on both shows, we got some damn good tag teams.
We really do.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will, the Revival's a great tag team. New Day, you know, I mean, we still got the Usos.
The OC.
The OC, Heavy Machinery, the Viking Raiders. You know, I kind of dig Rude and Ziggler. I think they make a good team.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to call them Wriggler.
Yeah, Wriggler.
Just
the OC.
They need to keep the porn stash.
Yeah.
yeah. You know, and now we got, like I said, AOP coming in.
Right.
So it's I like what they're doing. I like where they're going with it, and I hope that they keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going with the tag team, not just putting two singles together to make a team. Because back in the day, like when Survivor Series rolling around, you would want to see like 4 good tag teams team up against 4 other good tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, you know, I've said this before. It was a tag team that first piqued my love of wrestling. You know, made me become a fan, and that was the Legion of Doom, LOD, Road Warriors.
Yeah.
And then the knockoffs, Axe and Smash.
That's right.
Yeah.
Demolition.
But you know what? But Demolition and the Legion of Doom had some pretty great matches.
Also, there was another really good tag team during the Attitude Era, which I found a lot of enjoyment with, was Hurricane and Rosie.
Yeah.
I love those two.
Yeah, superhero in training.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, that was fun, man.
Roman Reigns' older brother, for those that don't know, Rosie was.
Yes, he was. And his uncle, Umaga. Yeah. Yeah. So,
you know, and you know, when we were talking about, you know, the stage setup and entrances, when Brock came out, his entrance with that new set and the added pyro back into it, and that's it. His intro, that was awesome.
Yeah.
When I saw that was the first thing I thought. Was like, holy shit, that is cool looking, man.
Yeah.
That is so cool looking.
It's like, welcome back, you know, and then they go ahead and they throw in a bunch of other crap, you know. We got, you know, the Lana love triangle with Rusev, and then, I mean, did you see, oh God, was that on SmackDown?
No, that was Raw. That's Raw.
Well, I know that it started on SmackDown. Like right after, or right before the, God, there was something that happened. Or was that, that was Raw last week.
Oh, no, you know, or was it Raw last week?
Yeah.
Or was that SmackDown when
Well, I know that
when Rusev took on Rusev took on Rollins.
That was Raw this week.
That was Raw. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, Raw last week is Rollins and Rusev. Raw this week, Rusev was against, I want to say Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and Randy Orton come out.
Right.
And
so we're jumping ahead. Yeah, thanks a lot, jumping ahead, Joe.
It's like, come on.
Squirrel. It's catching.
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
it's catching.
Well, it's that whole moving from Tuesday to Friday, and now Friday's first before Monday.
Just completely and totally skipped over Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
It's like from Hell in a Cell right to AEW.
And before we get away from SmackDown, for those of you who haven't heard, and we were just talking about this, and we really hope it happens. Randy Orton did that challenge, the Twitter challenge.
Yep.
He sent to The Rock. Well, let's see who the greatest third generation superstar is, and we'll decide it at WrestleMania.
And The Rock actually responded to him on Twitter.
Right, but it wasn't. It was a response, but it wasn't an answer.
Right, exactly. It was a response.
Yeah. He acknowledged what because I saw another Twitter thing that Randy Orton had sent to John Cena.
Yes.
Hey, John Cena. Ask The Rock what he's doing in WrestleMania, for WrestleMania 2020, ask him for a friend. Hey,
And he kept saying, I miss you and stuff like that. And he was kissing the cutout and some of the pictures that he was posting.
So I would love to see that match happen.
Yeah.
Orton and The Rock, that would be interesting.
Man, WrestleMania is like March.
That's quite a bit away.
Hopefully Rock's movie schedule won't keep him away from being able to do it. But we'll see.
Hopefully some kind of Royal Rumble will come up.
Says Big Shot Joe is in the chat room here. How's that?
How is that possible?
How you doing that, man?
It must be my magical pineapple I'm riding.
Possibly, man. That's kind of weird.
Absolutely.
Is somebody hacked your account or something, dude?
It's like somebody check that because that could be a fake account.
I don't. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Somebody has access to your stuff.
I'm not. Yeah.
All right, whoever's out there trying to imposter Big Shot Joe, we're on to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step up. I got to.
That's right. Big Shot Joe here is the Intercontinental Champion.
I see, baby.
You faker, whoever you are. It's kind of like when there was the fake Razor Ramon and the fake Diesel.
Or the fake Undertaker.
Fake Undertaker, Apparently we have an imposter Big Shot Joe in our midst.
Undertaker.
Could be a midget too, because
Yeah.
True.
Booker T had a midget.
True. I for some reason I do feel like that whoever this culprit is online is a little guy.
A little guy. Yeah. It's probably a ginger too.
Yeah.
Shit, Hornswoggle out there.
Oh man. Oh, that's something we'll have to address at a later date. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Moving on.
So going into the
Hell in a Cell.
The Hell in a Cell. It opened up with an exceptional match.
Which was almost confusing. I'm like, why are we putting the world title? I'm like, it's starting off that good. I'm like, with the girls title, I'm like, normally they kind of put a couple of warm-up matches and put a good, but man, right out of the box.
I mean, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. So, that was amazing, man.
They'll probably be out until the next pay-per-view because to heal from that beating.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. Becky setting up the chair in the corner on top of the kendo sticks, and then putting Sasha Banks up there, and then drop kicking her. Like, dude, that was what Hell in the Cell was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, who the hell coached them? Say, hey, okay, this is what you're gonna do. I'm like, somebody had to help with that. I'm like, let's see, kendo sticks, chair, let's use it all.
Exactly.
We're using it all in one match.
Right.
Much like Seth Rollins did too.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, some of the other matches throughout the night were kind of, I don't know, maybe C plus is. I mean, just I wasn't
a little fillerage.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people had a lot of anticipation for the ending match of the night.
Yeah.
Me personally, that was the match that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
But the Charlotte match against Bayley, that was good. Bayley's definitely selling the whole turning heel thing.
Yeah.
We kind of saw how it was going to go. We kind of knew it was going to be a 10.
Yeah, and you know what? Hey, hats off and congrats to Charlotte, though. I mean, that was a milestone.
Yeah.
10-time women's champion. She's won the women's title now more times than anyone else. No, she has officially become the most decorated women's champion ever.
Yep.
Is that 10 times total, or is that 10 times SmackDown?
10 times total world championship.
Okay, 10.
Yep.
Okay.
Between SmackDown and Raw. Yeah, between the two.
But she's been on SmackDown 90% of her career so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Don't forget, she also got a Diva.
Yeah.
Was her first title.
Yep.
True.
The Diva belt that she won from Nikki that didn't. She never got.
Excellent
a rematch.
point, Joe. Excellent point.
Never got a rematch for her, but.
Yep.
And that's why we have you here, man. It's for your insight.
Yeah.
Say, hey.
Say that this guy, man.
Details, man. The details.
He just keeps creeping on our chat, dude. You need to change your passwords, man.
Hey, don't jump ahead now. Hey.
Yeah. It's
apparently pineapple as a password is too common now.
Oh.
I'm changing it.
Yeah. Change it tonight, dude.
We'll change it to squirrel.
Yeah. There you go.
Don't announce it, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna change my password to 123 password. No one will get it.
1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah.
Somebody would have that on his luggage.
Change my password.
Spaceballs throwback there. Nice.
Yeah, had to go there, man. I mean, at least Joe knows that one. So.
Hey.
I will say, whoever
on topic.
this
Imposter.
imposter on the chat is, he apparently watches the show because he knows he's commenting on things.
Yeah. So
he made the jump ahead.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I mean,
I was like, well, should we jump ahead and discuss the Rollins, or?
We might as well, because that's the big one. That's one. I mean, like you said, I mean, the rest of the show. I mean, the rest of the show, it was okay, you know. But really, it was. Everyone was waiting for the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, because I think everybody's like me, just wanting to see how the Fiend entrance is going to go again. I'm like,
yes. The Fiend entrance in itself is cool enough for me.
And the first thing about the match that was different was the whole ring bathed in red light for the entire match. Which, at first, I kept thinking, okay, they're going to bring the lights back up normal. And then when they kept it on, I'm like, okay, all right, well, you know what? Actually, that's kind of cool, you know? It's something
cool,
different.
Keeping it red, but like, yeah,
I kind of dig it. But,
it was definitely different, though. I was like,
yeah.
And it was, you know, the match, like, it was going good. It was back and forth, you know. It was pretty, some brutal moments, you know, but.
Yeah.
And then, how about, did you see when they were outside the ring? The cameraman got in the way.
Yes.
Of Fiend, and he turned around and right at the camera, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
The cameraman backed way up then.
Yep.
I like the mallet.
Yes. The mallet was cool.
The mallet he pulled out.
Well, he does have the Beetlejuice pants on. So he might have the Beetlejuice hammer.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people speculating, though, the monitor under the ring. They thought somebody was going to be underneath the ring that was going to interfere in the match.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously there was no interference. But, there was a controversial way that the match ended.
Yeah.
Even though that the Fiend just didn't go down the whole entire match.
No, yeah. I mean, he gets curb stomped and he literally jumps right back up. And,
yes.
And he just kept taking, and like, we talked about, when it was over and people were chanting, and just, oh my God, the internet was abuzz with anger and people not understanding. But I watched more videos, listened to more people talk. People who kind of, in the know, whatever. And some. There was one particular guy I watched who, and I was telling you about it. He come up with a little theory and some, reasonings for how it happened, why it happened, and basically, if his theory's right, and that's what they were doing, then the outcome and everything that happened
was legit.
Was right on. Is exactly what they wanted. And so think about it. The whole thing with the Fiend is the whole let me in. Give in to your dark side.
Hurt heel.
Hurt heel, exactly, all that. So at that moment when Seth is just trying to do everything, and he's just he's piling crap on top of him, and he's hitting him with the chairs and all that, trying to keep him down. I mean, it was obvious. It seemed like Seth or the Fiend wasn't interested in trying to win the match.
No.
And it's almost like this guy pointed out that it's like he was testing. He was testing Seth. He was seeing, and then he got to that point when he got the sledgehammer out, and the ref told him, no, it's that whole, like we said, the whole let me in thing. It's like Seth gave in.
Yes.
He let the Fiend in. He gave in to that dark
darkness.
side, the darkness. He let it in. And, he did that. And then the crowd, when this is happening, the crowd was turning and they were booing and they're chanting AEW, and it's like the same thing. The audience they let the Fiend in as well. They gave in to their anger, their hatred, it's like, everything the Fiend talks about wanting to do.
To be booing your champion when he's,
Right.
Coming out.
Because once the match was over, it was done, and then they're bringing in the stretcher. They're going to stretch it because he wasn't moving. He was laying motionless.
Yeah.
And had laid there motionless for a while. But as soon as Seth stood up over him, and he, of course, grabs him with the mandible claw, and then just proceeds to get up and just decimate him, it kind of is like, all right, he was playing possum that whole time.
Yep.
He was testing just to see how far would Bray go, or would Seth go? Would he let him in? And I think, I think that's, they accomplished that. And if that is the case, and that was kind of like what they were going for, then that was actually kind of brilliant.
Right. Well,
and from what I heard, Vince McMahon, afterwards, they said that Vince McMahon was smiling. He was happy. He was pleased. So that also kind of tells you, all right, well, if he was in panic mode and like, oh my God, that'd be one thing, like, okay, but he was genuinely pleased. And
he would have called an audible.
Right, yeah. He was kind of happy with what happened, how it happened. So that kind of tells me that the reaction, the end results, everything was just as was planned, as they wanted. And as we all know, the following night on Raw, there was no Seth Rollins.
There was no Fiend.
There was no Fiend. There was no Firefly Funhouse. But after Raw went off the air, the dark match between Cesaro and The Miz, the Fiend did appear.
Yep.
And took out Cesaro.
Yes, he did.
So, and apparently, when the Fiend showed up, the crowd was cheering him. So, obviously, they still love the Fiend.
Yes.
So, there's
the Fiend is a crowd favorite.
Yeah. So that was like Seth not being on Raw. You couldn't have had him on Raw because he, at the end of the pay-per-view, took a beating and they had him coughing up blood. He's got to sell those injuries. You can't have him just strolling out there the next night on Raw. Oh, you seen what he did to me? Like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
He beat you down. He Sister Abigail'd you onto concrete twice. Mandible claw. You're spitting up blood.
Well,
how are you just strolling out here commenting on that?
Well, I mean, if you go ahead and you follow the Fiend and the Bray Wyatt and the Firefly Funhouse, and you follow all of it. I mean, there's always an underlying theme for everything that he does. And that was the larger storyline. Was you do have to let him in to understand where they were going to go with this this character and everything. So they're just.
Yeah, because you can't.
No. That imposter is calling me out.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, that's for you.
Yeah,
Step off, tiny dancer.
Yeah,
stranger danger.
Even I agree. Like with that, like the Fiend, with his first Hell in a Cell match, you can't let him lose.
Right.
You don't want Seth to lose a belt.
And that was the other thing. People kept thinking it was a disqualification. It wasn't a disqualification.
There's no contest.
It was a ref stoppage.
Right.
Which is basically no contest.
Yeah.
Now, what were you saying?
I lost track.
Squirrel.
About what you were just talking about, the Fiend.
Oh yeah. As far as not having him win, Seth not losing, the belt not changing, even though the fans probably would have enjoyed to have the Fiend on a second pay-per-view become champ, but it's still too early.
Right.
There's no building a good story yet.
But what do y'all personally? Because I have already heard rumored that at the next pay-per-view, there's going to be a rematch.
Okay.
Not Crown Jewel.
Not Crown Jewel. No, the next actual
Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series. You got to put the belt on Bray at that point, though. I mean, some people I know you're one of them, is like, oh, I don't ever want to see the belt on him. But the majority of the people want to see the belt on him.
It might not be the next pay-per-view because they built Seth up with the whole beast slaying to win it twice in the same year, to not be that quick.
Yeah.
Even though it would be right as a fan.
I don't know. I really just personally, I just think that if they don't put the belt on the Fiend the next time, that they might.
Survivor Series.
Yeah, I'm worried if they don't, that the Fiend thing will lose momentum, because people will be like, okay, wait a minute, he's the Fiend. How can he come away twice without winning that title? There's no way.
Right.
I think it just.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I do think that, I mean, it would be, okay, to put it on him, because he has a clean win against Seth Rollins. I think that would be fine. But, I mean, I just don't think that he's really looking for the title. I mean, I think that this whole character, building, this is something, I mean, even he's taken a page out of the Undertaker's book from the Attitude Era, because, I mean, you had the whole ministry, the Ministry of Darkness, and then the corporate ministry. I mean, that really wasn't about the title back then. It was about telling a larger story.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what everybody's missing, is that this Fiend thing is the beginning of a larger story.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the story.
Not so much Fireflies.
Right. I mean, and I'm loving the larger storytelling, because, I mean, even with like Bray Wyatt, whenever he was around as, the Wyatt family, they put the title on him, they took the title off of him, and they had the Wyatt family attacking whomever, I mean, and it grew stale. There really was no storyline there. I mean, they try to mix it in with Sister Abigail and Randy Orton, which, by the way, I mean, if you guys are following on Instagram or on Twitter, Randy Orton has even made mention of what do you mean that, you know, I thought that I burned Abigail to the ground in that House of Horror match that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
With Bray and Orton.
Another theory, too, that I have heard is, what is actually, what's going to happen with Seth? You know, they're like, okay, now Seth, he let the darkness in.
Is he going to
Is
turn?
he going to be healed? Is he going to become part? Is he going to be a new, you know, part of the Wyatt family now?
Right.
You know?
That's
because it's almost like they were. It's like the Fiend was like this whole match. It was his way. It was showing people, like I said, I'm going to show you the real Seth Rollins. This is the Seth Rollins who aligned himself with the corporation, you know, with the authority. This is the Seth Rollins that turned on his Shield brother, and you know, he's not the good guy that you guys all think he is. And
that, and did you hear the announcement? Well, not the whenever Jerry the King Lawler, not this past Raw, but last week's Raw, whenever he was talking about how he feels that the Fiend is going to strike at any moment, and he feels that the energy is in the, you know, and he was one of the victims of the Fiend, you know, being attacked. So maybe there's a connection, you know, that there is that let him in thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that you can now feel him, you know, and hurt and heal. Mm-hmm. You know, now Rollins is hurting. Whenever he comes back, he'll be healing.
Right. Do you think there was any significance to him attacking Cesaro on Raw, or was that just a random? I mean, what's know. Everyone else? You know, you know, they talked about, you know, all the other people had, in some way, shape, or form, had you know, done Bray wrong. You know, whether they badmouthed or, you know. You know, I don't, you know, just disrespected him in some way. You know, that's why he went out to. What's that? What is the? You know, was the Cesaro? Was there a connection there, or was that just completely random?
I do think that it was completely random because I mean there was really no reason for it.
And Cesaro was the first, because he's more of a heel now. So Cesaro was also the first heel that he's gone after.
True.
Because everyone else, Finn Balor, Mick Foley, Lawler, you know, Seth.
Well, Braun Strowman. I mean,
Strowman, but Strowman is right now. Strowman's a face.
Right.
He's not a heel. Cesaro was actually the only heel that he has attacked.
Right. So I don't know.
You know, I mean, in that match, why didn't he choose Miz? He chose Cesaro.
Right.
You know, there was a Miz and Cesaro match.
I mean, was there? I mean, I haven't, you know, tried to uncover anything, but I mean, maybe there is a history there between the two. I mean, I'll have to go back and check it out.
Yeah.
But you know, kind of going into you know, kind of segueing right into Raw. You know, Raw also had some interesting stuff going on this week too. Mm-hmm. I mean, once again, going back with the whole Lana and Lashley thing. I mean,
another love story is like.
So we're gonna call them Lala. Yep. So whenever
Lashley,
they come on, we're like la 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 la.
Lala Lashley.
Yeah, it's like, you know, sometimes I can watch on Monday because I'm like, Lashley.
But I will say this: I honestly think we could have a hell of a feud though with the Lashley Rusev.
Yeah, I'm actually really digging Rusev with his, you know, everybody's feeling sorry for him, you know, and then going back into, you know, he beat the whole living crap out of Randy Orton and Baron Corbin, you know, in that match. Mm-hmm.
It's like, but where are they going with this? Like,
right, exactly.
Okay, we've already seen this like 5 other times.
I honestly think that they are trying to get back to trying to get away from the PG era and trying to get more towards a ruthless aggression or attitude era.
Yeah, kind of ECW,
Yeah.
kind of no holds barred, kind of.
Well, that and pushing the envelope, with the sexuality and stuff, introducing that back into the mix of everything. So,
but with Rusev and his 70s porn stash, I'm like,
yeah. Well, I mean, he is an American now, so. Yeah.
True. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And of course, Raw, they got their new set too. That was
Yeah, it kind of looks like a skateboard half pipe.
big giant skateboard
Yeah.
ramp, big.
I was kind of expecting Tony Hawk to come.
It's like, okay, exit stage left.
yeah.
The little door, like the Willy Wonka door.
It would definitely does look nice. I mean, it's clean.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. Everything lights up, so I mean, it's like
Right.
Because the whole backfield of lights with the
Right.
stage.
So I mean, it definitely sets a different tone for things. I mean, there was some good things that happened on Raw, some things that was just kind of, going back to the Viking Raiders was on there yet again, and I think that they won on that one. I just don't remember that match all too well.
Yeah. I'm like, I think they won, but I'm like,
They had
The OC.
who was it? The OC. There was a 6-man tag match. It was.
oh yeah,
It was the OC and AJ Styles, and they took on.
it was a Viking Raider because there's their
The
mystery partner.
Oh, it was the
Braun.
Viking Raiders and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we had the. Was it the
face off between
Strowman, Tyson Fury.
Which I really, I want to see that match too.
Yeah.
Well, that little face off between Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury happened at Hell in a Cell. And
Right,
then-
Tyson Fury
and then
came
Tyson
out
Fury
wanting
an apology.
an apology.
Right.
Which
Well,
he-
yeah, it came from SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that where it started? Yeah.
Was it SmackDown?
Yeah, SmackDown because it has enough 8-man tag.
Yeah, it was SmackDown because it was SmackDown because he was in the
Because I was
crowd.
confused on why he had on red pants. I was
Goldberg was in the crowd and all those.
Right. Okay.
like, yeah, because it is the season opening for SmackDown.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm like, I don't know who it was, but I'm like, who is this guy? It's like
Yeah.
some big guy. Okay, and then come find out it's a boxing guy. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, heavyweight champion of the world.
it's like go figure. Boxing champ. Now we got MMA, so we got worlds colliding. But I'm thinking, hey, there's plenty of guys in the back room to make opponents storyline with. Why bring in all these non-wrestling people to bring wrestling storylines to?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it,
but
it
that-
does. It mixes it up. And it
Yeah,
brings
but
it
that's
up.
something that's been done. I mean, that goes.
Oh.
That goes way
Back
back.
to
I mean, you
WrestleMania
think
1,
back.
yeah.
I mean,
Muhammad Ali was out in WrestleMania 1.
right as a referee. I mean,
Mike Tyson against Stone Cold and DX.
yeah. But again, he was the referee for that match. But you had Lawrence Taylor took on Bam Bam Bigelow.
Butterbean against Bart Gunn.
Butterbean. Kevin Green.
Yeah.
Football player. Played for the Rams and the Steelers.
Yep.
In WCW. He got out there a few times.
Dennis Rodman.
Carl Malone, Dennis Rodman. Right, let's forget. I would rather forget about David Arquette.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put that in the Maria column.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, moving on with that one too. It's like Maria.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like next story, please.
So kind of, we touched bases a little bit on Monday Night Raw. There was Becky Lynch didn't come out, did she, on Raw? I know that there was a women's match. It was Lacey Evans and Natalia.
Oh yeah.
Lacey Evans.
Oh yeah, with the
The
last
last
woman
woman
standing.
Yeah.
You know what?
Apparently the final of their like feud.
That was a pretty brutal match. I mean, that went.
It really did.
And you know, with Natalya powerbombing Lacey Evans off the stage to the table. You know, I was like, okay, all right.
That was a little brutal too. I was like,
you know, and I'm kind of high on Lacey Evans right now because I think that she's got a good, you know, whenever she first started coming out, whenever her music would hit, she would walk down to the ring and then turn around and walk out. I was like, somebody trip her, please.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like,
what the hell is
how did she get out here? Yeah.
Right. You know, it's like,
is she lost? What is?
Right, exactly. You know, and now, I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of her personality and her, you know, the heel. The women's division needed a heel like her. You know,
the good girl heel.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the proper heel. You know, I mean, yeah, we've got Charlotte Flair. She can play, you know, the heel. She can play.
They got Charlotte she's a face now though.
Right
now. So.
Yeah, they got Alexa Bliss who can actually be a heel at the drop of a hat. I mean, they got Asuka and Kairi Sane that are, you know, filling that role as a heel.
That just you saying that just reminded me. How about during that match when Bliss and Nikki Cross come running out, you know, going after Asuka. So obviously that feud there is not finished.
Yeah,
I gotta say this. I thought when they were kind of pairing, you know, the Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, when they first kind of started pairing them up, I thought they were kind of setting us up for, okay, yes, you do. It's Alexa is gonna try to turn on Nikki or whatever, but I'm thinking that you know the fans are kind of like liking the whole Nikki Cross Alexa Bliss, you know, pairing. And it looks like they may, you know, have a little run with this, you know, kind of stick with it.
Well, I mean, they're carrying that over into Instagram and Twitter as well, you know, because they are really good friends in real life, you know. I mean, Alexa Bliss has her own coffee company called Twisted Bliss Coffee. And, you know, Nikki Cross and her are, I mean, they're constantly cutting little videos and pictures and stuff. So, I mean, I like that it's kind of bled over from kayfabe, from that into real life. Just like Lacey Evans and Liv Morgan are really good friends in real life. I've seen a lot of their videos together. Well, not recently because now Liv is gone dark, so
which we're still waiting for her to pop up. I wonder when that's going to happen because you know it's coming, and I
really hope that she is going to be Abigail.
Yeah,
I really do. Yeah, before we go on to NXT and
because I want to mention with the whole Raw SmackDown that starting with this Friday on SmackDown is the first night of the draft.
Yes.
And I like that they've kind of like they're done with the the wild card thing.
Yeah.
Because there was. I mean, what was the point? You know.
Right.
What does it matter what show you're on? Because you can go on any one you want. I like it now that they're going to have it. Brand exclusive, you know what I mean? So Raw people are going to be on Raw. That's where they'll stay. They'll stay on Raw and they'll compete against other Raw, members.
We'll come back and have
roster.
Raw pay-per-views and then SmackDown pay-per-views.
Right, yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that as well, and then it carries over into Monday night, to finish off the draft. I'm eager to see, how it gets shaken up because all three brands are affected by this. We got NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. They're all affected. So
Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, so they were talking about it on Wednesday on NXT. So
yeah.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, that's the one I'm really curious about. What? So NXT is going to have a draft pick as well, correct?
Yes.
That's kind of cool. Wonder what guys will end up on NXT. I'm just curious who's going.
Yeah, because they sent
whoever lives in Orlando.
True, yeah.
Watching NXT Wednesday, I was like, I seen that Finn's on NXT.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's kind of weird how they bring a big name star down to NXT, but it also helps out
their ratings.
The NXT ratings.
Yeah.
So, aside from all the wrestling and everything, I just have to say, Joe, there's something really different about you tonight, man.
I told you it rained earlier.
I can't get it out. I mean,
Cheeseburger.
I know that we were talking about it last week with us, going back and forth. I mean, I just can't put my finger on it, dude. So yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to believe that you're not Joe.
Maybe it's because my hat's on backwards. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, dude.
That's it.
So sorry, people. This is not Joe. This is actually Tim Griar. He was one of the, Yep, he was one of the guys that wrote the music for Tuesday Spotlight. So Tuesday Spotlight with Creatures, and that's pretty badass. Creature Habit. So that was a pretty badass song, man. Thank you very much for allowing us to use that.
Well, thank you guys for inviting me over.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It was like, sorry, Joe. It was like, I'm not Joe, and it was like, well, all you Joe fans out there will see Big Shot Joe next Thursday. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, I've got the strap, baby. I gotta come win it.
Unless he's upset, and
come win the strap, baby.
So yeah,
love it.
And yes, Ashley, he did write the music. He was in an awesome band called Murderfly.
Say, whoa, Murderfly.
Yep. And go ahead and you can find them on Spotify. You can find some of the videos on YouTube and everything.
YouTube, Spotify.
You guys are
like
all
sometimes we're on Native Noise.
Yep. And Bad Mother.
Or on
that was
Tuesday highlights, like BMFs all around.
Exactly.
Hang up to big BMFs. Bad mother truckers.
Yeah. So those of you that don't know, Tuesday night, check that out.
Yep.
Tuesday Spotlight. It's where we spotlight and showcase an independent wrestler and give them their time to let you get to know who they are and what they're all about. So
this past week we had a live in studio. It was aired on Saturday, but it was meant for Tuesday. Tuesday Spotlight. It was Jason Dugan with the Brothers in Arms with ARW. Fantastic interview. He's extremely talented in and out of the ring, and his knack for playing the heel just randomly is awesome. They do have a future ahead of them, and I do believe that we will see them in NXT at some point in the near future.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
Yeah. Also, Bill did an interview on Sunday with another guest, which will air on this coming Tuesday.
So be sure to check that out.
Yes. Did you want to go ahead and just go ahead and touch base, a little bit on what we can expect with this guy, or?
Tune in Tuesday to find out.
Tune in Tuesday, check it out.
Yeah, tune in Tuesday.
It'll be
Tune in Tuesday. Tune in Tuesday.
Yeah, it'll be our first interview with a masked wrestler.
Yes.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like AEW having.
Yeah. He goes by Ice Dragon.
Luchasaurus, man.
So yeah, just check that out this coming Tuesday. And we'll just, yeah.
Yep. So we'll definitely put that one up on Tuesday, and also make sure that whenever you're watching Tuesday Spotlight, we're going to go ahead and have a not only an entrance, but an
outro. Intro, outro.
So yeah, that'll be pretty awesome.
Yep, we're gonna get you coming and going.
That's right.
That's what she said. Oh, so bad.
So, going into Wednesdays. Wednesdays was pretty fantastic, man. I mean,
all I gotta say is, did you see the coffin drop?
Yes.
The coffin drop. The coffin drop. I mean,
if you don't know, it's like check it out.
Darby Allin was literally homeless whenever he signed with AEW. Wow. He was homeless. He didn't have a home or nothing. He was living in his car. And they signed him to a contract, and now he's able to move up. But I mean, he has gone on record as saying that he doesn't care about his body. That he is 100% about the sport, wrestling. So he's wrestled with injuries. He's wrestled with concussions. I mean, and his coffin dive is basically a flying headbutt backwards.
Yeah, it's basically a trust fall top ring.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was impressed when I saw that move.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, because I was watching on 2 screens, did the lights go out and he fell backwards? In the spotlight, or because I mean, I could have swore that.
Oh no, lights were on.
Lights were on.
Whole time.
Okay.
I was like, holy moly! What was
that? The first time I saw him was at one of the early AEW pay-per-views when he went up against Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I thought then it was he put on a hell of a match.
And Jimmy Havoc, I'm really high on Jimmy Havoc too. His whole he's got that dark mystique behind him.
He reminds me of Crispin Glover's character in the Charlie's Angels movie.
Yeah.
I think it's the hair.
It could be the mask too.
The mask, well, yeah, that's it too. But he's got that same hairstyle like Crispin Glover had in that movie.
Yeah, McFly.
Hello, McFly.
Yeah, it was. AEW was. I found it interesting. I liked it, and of course, we were introduced to
the Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle.
It now has a name.
Yep, Jericho. Who would have thought after all these years, as long as he's been in, this is his first faction.
Yeah.
First faction that he's just, been a part of. Not just his faction that he runs and he's the leader of. It's the first time he's had an involvement with a faction at all.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's been kind of a little wolf in his.
You couldn't pick a better, though, guy to lead a faction. It could be a better mouthpiece than a Jericho.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved that, we were talking before the show, I loved that when he was introducing everybody, and he got to Jake Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, and the crowd was chanting AEW, and he said, hey.
No, they were chanting We the People.
I mean, We the People, excuse me, We the People. And he said, no. He says, it's not We the People. That was a stupid idea from poor writing.
Poor writing and a bad idea.
Yeah. He's like, that crap's dead.
And the crowd went quiet.
Right.
Did you catch when I think it was LAX when he's talking about, oh yeah, they definitely made my list.
Yeah.
He reverted to the list, and he, took a jab at WWE.
Yeah. Now, I will...
He's definitely on the list.
I will go ahead and reiterate sentiments from my 17-year-old. And I kind of agreed with him, too, because, if you look at Jericho's heel promos, they're pretty much the same formula. He'll come out and it'll be jackass this, jackass that, idiot, and he takes and it's basically the same thing. And now he's just thrown in the little bit of the bubbly. But he seems to think that Jericho is an overrated person on the mic. Me, I think that as a heel, if you just stop sticking to that formula and try to ad-lib it a little bit more. Whenever he first came in to the WWE as Y2J, whenever him and The Rock had their little back and forth, that was amazing.
Yeah, but even going further back, when he was in WCW, he could talk the trash.
Right.
I remember the whole little thing with him and Goldberg when he kept calling him Greenberg, you know.
Yeah.
He was 3-0 against Goldberg because he would call Goldberg out when Goldberg wasn't there. I'll ring the bell. Oh, that's it. Another victory for me. You know?
Yeah.
Greenberg.
Yeah, you know, Jericho 2, Greenberg nothing, you know.
Or his back and forth with Dean Malenko whenever he brought out his first list of all of his moves that he knows. He's like, Dean Malenko is a man of 1,000 holds, but I'm a man of 1,004. Yeah, he goes out and he's reading and he's like, number 65. Arm bar, you know, and he's like reading, and then they go to commercial and they come back and he's like, move number 945, arm bar.
Yeah,
he said arm bar like 19 times.
But hey, yeah, how many arm bars can you put on your person?
Right.
Yeah. Jericho's always been one of my favorites, you know. He's just first ever undisputed champion.
Right.
First ever AEW champion.
But how long will they keep him the champ? Was they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the next pay-per-view is going against Cody, so.
Well, I had this conversation with somebody the other day about how they have 2 from TNA, they have 2 from WWE, and then they have their homegrown, Sammy Guevara. And somebody, said that technically he's not homegrown because he wrestled from other promotions. But essentially what I was trying to get at is that LAX were big in TNA wrestling, or Impact Wrestling. Jake Hager and Jack Swagger and Chris Jericho were big in WWE.
Right.
Essentially, Sammy Guevara is
he's making his name in AEW.
Right. So he is technically their homegrown talent.
I mean, I've been watching wrestling since the late 70s. Mid to late 70s, and I did not hear of Sammy Guevara until the other night when he wrestled against
Cody Rhodes
for the first time. So,
right.
I mean,
last Wednesday was the first match.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I hadn't really heard of him either, so it was like, to me...
I thought it would be a squash match. I'm like,
right.
Who didn't like?
Right, so, I mean, I think that he's very talented, and the fact that they're giving him a good push it says a lot. But, I mean, and I think their inner circle is, pretty much drawing a circle around the 3 big talents. Or the 3 big companies.
Yeah.
We've got, Impact, WWE, and AEW that encompasses.
Mm-hmm.
So now going over into NXT. NXT has some pretty outlandish stuff going on this week. Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Amazing wrestler. I mean,
Australian chick.
Yeah, she almost did it was a figure 4 leg lock that she had.
That finishing move where she's like standing up.
She's standing up.
That was awesome.
This chick, and then just like a rag doll.
That was badass.
And then she just throws her out of the ring. And
they're calling out Shayna Baszler.
And then calling out Shayna Baszler. I'm eager to watch that match. I mean, I seriously want to see, some 2 big chicks just throwing down, man.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
I tell you what, the other match on NXT that I thoroughly enjoyed was Walter versus Kushida.
That was surprisingly very good.
Yeah.
I kind of liked how Walter kind of like patted Kushida on the head, and then like Kushida came back and then patted Walter on the head after he bested him,
Yeah.
in the middle of the ring.
Well, that guy Walter, he's got his little faction, Imperium.
Yes.
Kind of like the way they portray that. They're very
Almost Russian.
Yeah, Eastern Bloc. Whatever. Kind of the way they stand. And
yeah.
And they're all in their tracksuits, which for some reason, over there, the Germany, the rest of those guys love their tracksuits.
Yes, they do. I mean, some of the other matches were kind of snooze fests on there, but was it Roderick Strong? His match, where he was going up against I can't remember who he was going against, but at the end of the match, Velveteen Dream started talking to him.
Yeah.
And did you see what he put up on the screen where he was like, where he was half naked with the title across him? He's like, whenever I take that away, and then like they showed like this little blur.
Yeah, that was good.
I feel like I missed it. All I caught on NXT was the Fandango match. I'm like,
yeah, the Fandango match was actually pretty good. I'm very surprised at how good that Fandango and Tyler Breeze have gotten in the ring.
Yeah.
I wish they would give them a little bit more of a push, but hey.
My question is with NXT, because I'm really big. I really like the Street Profits.
Me too.
I wonder if they're going to keep them on NXT or if they'll.
They keep pushing them more on Raw.
Yeah.
I would love to see them. I would love to see them either on Raw or SmackDown, because I love me some Street Profits, man. I mean, they're just awesome on the mic, backstage area. I mean, just whomever they've got with them, it's like a vibe that takes you back to the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Like almost DX. You expect to see something fun with them.
Right.
Yeah, and I love that. But and then of course we talked about this before we went on the show with Finn Balor being back in NXT.
Right, and Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa. I like the Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
The chant.
He's talking to the belt. He said, "Goldie, Daddy's Home." And like everybody erupted in the arena, Daddy's home, Daddy's home.
The thing that I'm tired now, we've had 2 weeks now of the new Wednesday Night Wars.
Yes.
And I gotta say, I'm digging it. It's legit. It's not one-sided.
Yeah.
It's. AEW and NXT, they're kind of they're matching each other punch for punch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, I love being able to watch simultaneously, because I'll watch on my phone AEW, and then I'll watch NXT on the TV. So it's like, I'm watching them simultaneously, and I'm noticing that somebody is watching the other's programming, because they go to commercial at the same exact time. So
wow.
Whenever I'm watching AEW, NXT, NXT goes to commercial, AEW goes to commercial.
So you can't go back and forth.
Right. AEW or NXT comes back, AEW's back. And I even watched, there was one instance where they cut a commercial short at AEW just to come back to action. So, I mean...
Oh, I had to watch it this time.
Yeah.
Pay more attention.
So, I mean, it was fascinating to watch, how they're trying to, match apples for apples, oranges for oranges, kind of thing, and it's
like I noticed on Monday, the first hour I seen an AEW promo on a Raw. I'm like, is that just a coincidence?
No.
But I'm like, no.
Shad Khan has actually bought so much airtime and commercial space during Raw and SmackDown just to push their product in front of WWE.
That's what I thought.
So, and Tony Khan, Tony and Shad Khan. I mean, they're very shrewd businessmen, and they know where to hit. Things. They don't want to run head to head with Raw or SmackDown because they know that their product is still new. So they want to go ahead and go against something that WWE is just now starting out, which is their NXT. So they're going to go head to head with that and build a better product over time. Which I wouldn't be surprised to see them make the jump to either Mondays or Fridays at some point once they have that fan base. So I mean that it could be coming down the peak.
But then again, they may just create a second show and stay Wednesday nights and make a second show.
Kind of like how WWE had their Saturday night.
Right, and WCW did the same thing. WCW had Monday Nitro, and then they came out with Thursday Thunder.
Right.
So you still had, the two shows going. It was Nitro and Thunder against Raw and SmackDown.
Right. Yeah, and there was another company that did two shows as well. 3, 2, 1 Screw. With
that's us in case you don't know.
Yeah. Tuesday Spotlight, Thursday Throwdown. But anyways,
TT.
So kind of an obscure wrestling news, and NWA is back.
Yes.
NWA, the Rock and Roll Express, amazingly enough, is their tag team champions right now.
The
original Rock and Roll Express.
Express?
The OGs, man.
Wow.
They're still alive. They're still rocking it. But, I mean, Elvis rocked, but geez, they're still rocking it.
Holy mackerel.
But Billy Corgan, the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins, purchased a floundering NWA. Mm-hmm. They were ready to just put the stake in it and just send them out to pasture. They were ready to just call it, and NWA it was gone. It was almost done. So he's put a lot of work and a lot of stuff into rebuilding what it is.
And I like how they're going back, kind of like with the old school, this
in studio
taping, small, crowds, it's like a more up close and personal, more intimate.
Right.
Yeah, it's like back in the day, when the guys they're the worst seat in the house was still a good seat.
Right.
When they're coming up the announce table, these guys, they're right there. They're walking up. They're at the announce table. They're cutting their promos. 20 feet from the ring.
Right.
So I mean that's kind of how, like, back in the day. You would have Flair would be out. With Gordon Soley, out there, just starts going off on Sting or somebody.
Tully Blanchard or something.
Or one of these guys. And they come out and they're right there at the ring, like, oh, well, take it right to the ring, just.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on record to say.
And they got some talent there. I mean, James Storm.
Yeah.
Their champion, Magnus.
Magnus.
Nick Aldis, his real name, what he came by there. But I mean, he was Magnus in TNA, and wasn't he in WWE briefly too?
Very short time.
Yeah, and they kind of didn't really utilize him. Then he went to TNA, and
he was part of Nexus.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on record as saying that I do believe that Tony Schiavone is a vampire. Because he has not aged since the NWA days. I went and watched some old school wrestling whenever Ashley was over at the house the other night, because she loves wrestling. There you go, babe. But anyways, we were watching some old school wrestling, like NWA Day on the WWE Network, and dude, it was like Tony Schiavone's on there, and I'm like, he doesn't look any different than he does today.
No, but if you see on the flip side, you see Jim Ross or Paul Heyman.
Right. Paul Heyman was a skinny little twig.
Yeah, because he came out, again, same thing. He was the mouthpiece for somebody.
Who
the hell was it?
Yeah, we were just watching this video.
Oh, it was the Samoan guy.
Yes. Yes.
Samu.
Yeah, Samu.
SAMU. Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, he still had the ponytail though.
Yeah, he still had the ponytail.
He just had the full head of hair with the ponytail.
Right. I mean, but that's awesome that they're coming back. And in upcoming episodes, we're gonna touch bases a little bit more on Impact Wrestling, and we're gonna go ahead and try to get as much information as we can about Impact, because I know that they're on Access TV, which is really kind of hard to find. I mean, if you don't have it, I do believe it's on channel 1304 in the high definition on Spectrum TV. So,
but worst case scenario, you can do like I do, and afterwards go to YouTube and you can find all the highlights of matches and everything.
Well, that is something else that you can do, because for the longest time before Impact had this new television deal, they were on Outdoor America or something like that, and before that, they were reverted all the way back to being just on YouTube. And they do have a YouTube channel where they simulcast.
There you go.
So they do. Right. You can watch them on YouTube, and that's on Tuesdays. I do believe it starts at 8 as well. Which, if we haven't beaten this horse enough, Tessa Blanchard, dear Jeebus, Tessa Blanchard, she needs to come to NXT or something, man, because I would pay top dollar to see
AEW even.
I would pay top dollar to see Rhea Ripley and Tessa Blanchard go one-on-one.
Yeah.
I mean, I seriously.
Talking about match, right?
Yes.
Sorry, my mind is...
You know what though, man? I can think of a few of them. I mean, Tessa Blanchard and Becky Lynch could put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
To scrap it. I still think the potential for a Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte Flair, whether it be a pairing or a rivalry, or both.
Yeah.
Because of
two big names.
Because of their fathers.
Right.
Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard. You're talking about two founding members of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
And now their daughters, who are now, legitimate, stars in the business now, and people. I mean, obviously, we were just talking earlier about Charlotte Flair and her accomplishments. The most decorated women's champion now in WWE history, with 10 world titles, and Tessa Blanchard she's just kicking ass. Everyone, I don't care, man, woman. I mean, TNA has this guy, the monster Fulton. I mean, this guy is massive, huge. She had a match against him, and was holding her own, for a bit there. She ain't afraid to get out there and mix it up, with the big guys, and looks legitimate doing it. That's the thing. It's not like you got some chick out there in a ring with the guys, and it's just
she's flying around or whatever.
No. I'm sorry. If you were telling me, okay, we're gonna have a match, it's gonna be Stacy Keibler's gonna take on
the Monster Abyss.
The Monster Abyss, and you're like, what? Oh my God! Please come on.
Okay, I'm going to
seriously.
Snacks.
But yeah, Tessa Blanchard, you can tell me, Tessa Blanchard's going to have a match against, the men's heavyweight champion of the world. You'd be like, that's going to be a good match.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she can throw those hands as well.
Yes, she can. Yes, she really can. And that's why I want to go ahead and bring a little bit more attention to Impact Wrestling, because if y'all aren't watching Impact Wrestling, you really don't know what you're missing, because I mean they have just as good of programming on there as NXT and AEW. It's just that they're kind of falling behind.
Yeah, they don't get the publicity.
Right.
They're
in a rebuilding process after they lost their contract with Spike TV.
Yeah, but I mean they got Brian Cage. I mean he's a great competitor, and that's a Vince McMahon guy.
Yeah.
If ever I saw one.
Yeah.
Big, huge, just jacked up dude who will probably be in NXT AEW at some point.
Yeah.
I do think. But you got a lot of your old school ECW guys, with the legends. You Rob Van Dam,
Yeah.
Rhino, Tommy Dreamer. These guys are all over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, like I said, plus they got new guys and.
I don't know if you saw on our page here this week. After I did the interview with Brothers in Arms, we had one of our top fans actually showed up in our studio and took a picture with our banner. She posted to.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I would like to give a shout out to Samara Palmer. She's one of our top fans, man. She tries to watch all of our shows. And she's a huge wrestling fan, and I definitely want to encourage that kind of the next generation to jump on in and check out these shows, because it's it's not going anywhere. I mean it's gearing up.
Yeah.
But so I mean we've got another 3 minutes left. Did you guys want to go ahead and give any kind of shout outs or?
Yeah, I just want it one more time. I just want to, again.
Check the website, 321.
321 Screw, laying the smackdown of cancer. They said, let us know if you're interested. $25 for these shirts, and again, 20% of the proceeds from the sale of these shirts is going to be donated to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Research. So,
yep. And reach out to either or to any of us here. Like I said, 321screw.com. Go ahead and go there and find our email addresses, or find us here on Facebook.
Beyond the Squared Circle, you can go there.
Yes.
I have a post on there with the picture of the shirt on there. You can message on there.
You can also find the 321 Screw Facebook page. You can also find the Fabulous Bee Facebook page. There will be probably one for
coming soon. There will
Captain
be
Bill
Captain Bill
and Big Shot Joe. So there will be those coming soon. But we are going to keep pushing for the month of October, these breast cancer awareness, and just want to let you ladies know that it's never too early to check, because if you don't, it's gonna be too late. With that being said, we just want to go ahead and say our sign off, and everybody good night, and thanks for watching 321 Screw, and
stay classy, San Diego.
Isn't San Diego?
Speaking of that,
wasn't that
actually that was a little segue for those that don't know. I was gonna save it for a surprise, but I can't. Next week, live in the studio, Ron Burgundy.
Yes.
Special guest.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe San Diego was
So
French.
there'll be
San Diego was French for whale's vagina.
Yes.
Yes.
The Scotch will be flowing. Next Thursday, 321 Screw, Ron Burgundy. He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So you want to go ahead and hit it off?
3, 2,
1. Screw.